Let's sit down and talk.
Alright.
Mitch, shut up!
Oh, wait, man. Reminds me of Curtis. Curtis, he reminds me of a partner. I don't know why everyone's even screaming.
No, he's not!
Yeah, he is, bro.
No, he's not!
He is. Casa Amor. He definitely doesn't. Casa Amor is going to be a ruckus. Well, they might come back together again. I think that's what will happen. Casa Amor and they'll come back together. Well, it was you. It was you in the beginning. It was you.
Which means they love each other.
It was you. And then when they leave, he'll be with girls in the clubs and they'll break up. Statements. We know how this works. We know.
Yeah, I know.
I care more about you than how you feel than obviously getting to know you.
Yeah,
I want you to feel like all there
I'll
is.
put it on now.
Yeah. Trust is such
She's
a
always
big thing.
talking about it.
And I
I really just started watching this, but I'm tired.
just the little things, that little
Hey.
comments.
Us bitch, and he's probably a French man in Mayfair just chilling, and we're just so different in every way.
No, I'd never do anything wrong.
Look at him smiling now at everything. He wasn't doing all that.
Yeah, he's
Look at he's changed.
He's glowing.
Everything glowing.
Ah! And I like
I ain't got here.
I don't know, I'm probably being a 10.
Yeah, I know.
What is a 10,
Yeah.
man?
What are you bodying?
What is a 10?
Yeah, I wasn't sure which one he was, so that's what they say. She's a 10. Whitney's a 10.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
Oh my god!
She likes him. He's happy. He said, I kissed the black girl, yes. Kissed the black girl. Sexy black.
Very, very, very close off of you, and now we've just suddenly gone from this to this. One couple.
Don't walk away from me.
What were you talking
What, you want to make a scene, yeah? I can literally drop you out 2 times, yeah? And sit around that fire pit. Yeah, fuck off, man.
Wow.
Just a little boy, go away.
I guess who's back?
Catherine, you need to go now.
Mine looks too good.
Let's walk like this.
This outfit is
Yeah. Okay guys, crazy ass episode. So much happened today, and when it comes to Whitney and Mehdi, is my mind changing? We don't know. Let's just figure it out. Hey guys, it's Morali. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Back at again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button. It is daily and consistent content injected. Let's get straight into this mess of an absolute episode. What a cast. First and foremost, once again, I would just want to congratulate the Love Island producers. You have done a phenomenal job with the season, with the casting, with the beauty, with the personality. There's just so much going on, constant changes, constant storylines, and I think that this is a fantastic season. It's just a shame that Love Island Winter came in January and February because it's given people a lot of fatigue. The ITVX streaming numbers are in, and they show that the ratings are unfortunately falling. So daytime and live viewers will naturally decline or fall as time goes on because people are moving to streaming. However, when streaming numbers are also falling, the first week of ITVX's ratings from last year were 4.5 million, whereas with this year it's 2.5 million. So it's dropped by 2 million people. So it's just a shame, and hopefully people will begin to watch this season and tune in. But whether they do or not, I don't care because I'm thoroughly enjoying. But there is a level of fatigueness there. I cannot lie to you. I still feel a little bit like Love Island is like it's a lot. Like it's here because I watched the winter for 2 months and I don't want to watch it again. But here we are. But I'm enjoying Whitney and Mehdi. I don't know what's going on with these two. I do feel like everybody in the challenge saying that there's no chemistry between them two is probably put a light bulb in Mehdi's head and he wants to try and make a move. Now, is he making that move because he's being genuine, or is he doing it because of the challenge? I don't know, to be honest with you. He takes her up to the terrace where he says, meet me there in 5 with all of that energy. She goes up and to the terrace, and of course, they have that conversation and they do end up kissing. I do like the fact that how Whitney described, how they're both such different people. So I am intrigued by their journey in their relationship because he gives very different image to what she gives. They're both from different backgrounds, different places, different cities, different countries, different cultures. So then to come together, or even try to come together, it's like a puzzle that you're trying to find the right pieces to, and you can't find them, and then you can or you can't. So it's just interesting. I just hope that Mehdi doesn't turn his head and Casa out and she stays loyal. That is what I'm worried for. I'd rather them both turn and find somebody, because I do think that Whitney deserves somebody better, somebody that fits her love language, which is, you know, more so with affection and just that genuine interest. And I felt like the spark was not there between these two and they're just trying to find it. But if you like somebody, the spark would be there from day one, not within 2 weeks in. So I'm not really sure on their relationship right now. The way they kissed the terrorist, the conversation, the music in the background, the producers are trying to make us ship this and then, you know, see it crash and burn and fail. We know how Love Island works. So I'm not mad at what either Whitney or Mehdi showing interest within each other currently, because it's keeping Whitney safe in the competition. So I don't mind that. It's keeping her safe. He knows that Mehdi's gonna pick her. It's all good. So I'm not really bothered by, you know, certain things here and there, because she's prolonging her journey in the villa, and that's just what I want to see. Because outside of her and Mehdi, she is one of the most entertaining people on the show. Her punchlines are quite funny. The comedy timing in what she says, she is responsible for some of these clips going viral all over social media as well. And so Love Island producers know that, and they definitely want to keep her in as well. So she is a valuable asset to the show, and one of the few people from this cast that we will remember. So hats off to Whitney, because she's, you know, a legend in the making and what I'm seeing when it comes to this. Can't lie, Sammy, Jess kind of narrative, I'm tired over it. It's exhausting. The girl's talking too much. I'm not really invested in it anymore. I feel like these two are going to crash and burn, as we saw from tomorrow's episode. Things aren't going well between them two when it comes to Jess and Sammy, but at the same time, I can see why they are annoyed with the way Sammy was moving with Leah, but at the same time, he's apologized, water under the bridge, move on. Evidently, she has her reservations. I guess, you know, why wouldn't she? But I think that narrative or storyline for me has run out. I'm not really invested in it, which is why they're probably burning in the next episode. Mitch is one sly person, and he's continuously putting bugs in Leah's ear, and maybe it's working, which is why they had their argument tomorrow. But at the same time, I can't be mad at Mitch, because it is a game show and he's been vulnerable from day one, doesn't have anybody, has continuously tried and failed. So he wants to be in a secure place, you know, and be here for Casa, where you can have all his options. That's what he wants. They're all trying to stay for Casa to see what comes from it. And Mitch doesn't have anybody right now, so he's trying his best to play the game. He knows it's a game show, and therefore that's what he's doing. But doing it at the expense of somebody else's feelings is where it's a, you know, rock boat. But because he doesn't have a partner to do that and, you know, waste their time and go for somebody else, I can see why he's trying to do what he's trying to do. Molly did not like the fact that Catherine was like, her and Zach don't have genuinity or whatever, and, you know, she rolled her eyes quite a couple of times. I feel like we're not seeing much of Molly and Zach right now. Maybe producers heard us, but we want to see everybody else in that villa. It is a shame that Scott has a lot more attention for Leah than Catherine. You can tell when Leah came to pull him straight away. The eyeballs, the chemistry, his face, the body language. He looks like he's just more interested in Leah, and that leaves Catherine vulnerable to potentially go home, because one boy and one girl went home recently, and Maya's come back into the villa, so we don't know what the hell is going on, and she could potentially go home because she's in a vulnerable spot. Because if there is a recoupling that leaves somebody dumped, it might just be her, because Scott will probably recouple with Leah, and that would leave obviously Mitch knowing what the hell he's going to do, so he also might be vulnerable. So there's questions. I want to know what's going to happen tomorrow and the day after that, and that's what a cast should be doing, and that's exactly what we're getting. The challenge, beautiful challenge. It just goes to show you that if you have the right questions, any challenge could be great. These questions of who's the less trustworthy, the lack of chemistry, the biggest game player, keep repeating questions like this for every single challenge, and you will see the ripple effect. Scott said it himself that everything's different after this challenge. That is a purpose of a challenge. That's what we should be looking at, not people swapping foods in their mouths. I never try and see all that. So I like these challenges. The producers are listening. You don't have to give us the Twitter challenge or this challenge or that challenge if you're giving us the right wording and questioning and reactions. And clearly, you know, Sammy's like, people could be moving X, Y, Z. Tyreek's like, you know, just say the names. You have these awkward conversations. It's entertaining from start to finish. Brilliant cast. It's giving iconic. If it continues in this way, it's been iconic from the first week, to be honest with you, and I hope it just carries on, because we've got, you know, still a month and a half of this show. People are commenting saying Casa might happen later this week. Way too soon, in my opinion. I think that there's an additional week perhaps. This show is for 2 months, so we'll just see what happens. But even Leah, she's been vulnerable, she's exhausted, she wants somebody. So you can see with this cast that they are definitely playing games and thinking about chess, because they know that they're vulnerable and they want to be with somebody, and they don't like that the other couples are safe, like Mehdi and Whitney, Molly and Zach. They found whoever they have for right now, and therefore they are in those positions. But Whitney and Mehdi, back to them. Whitney likes Mehdi. Initially, I didn't think that she did. Mehdi does like Whitney, I think, but I just feel like I would prefer Whitney with somebody else. That's just my conclusion. I feel like she deserves better than somebody who would assume that she made somebody cry or that she's being disrespectful. These are seeds, and they will continue to flourish now if this relationship continues to go that way. Unless Mehdi checks himself, which I doubt a man can do. A lot of men, their biggest issue is their ego, and they don't really quick fix it. You know, it takes a while. It's a journey. So I don't know. But if these two go in for the long run and even return together post Casa Amor, and their journey is something that the audience have been invested in from day one, there could be how I see them going into the finale 110%, because people have been with them for a while. Whether they last outside is a different question. But if they return post Casa and they get on with each other, the chemistry returns, I feel like they definitely will be in the finale because they've been there from day 1, day 2, day 3. So we'll just see what happens. I want to know your comments on Whitney and Mehdi, whether you agree or disagree, you want them together or not. What are your thoughts on tonight's episode and seeing them there? Subscribe to the channel, click that button. It is daily and consistent content, and I'll catch you guys soon for another review.